If you've been watching the channel for any time, you know that I love 22s and that I definitely feel that if you're a gun guy, a 22 long rifle bolt action is something that you need in your collection. Today we're going to be talking about a very impressive 22 bolt gun, the Bergara B-14R Trainer. One feature that is very impressive about the B-14R is that it works with all Remington 700 stocks and triggers, and that's why you'll see in some of the video in this Woox Furiosa stock, and we'll talk about that more in a little bit. Like I said, the B-14R Trainer works with Remington 700 stocks, chassis, scope bases, and triggers. That makes this particular rifle excel even more than others at simulating a full-size Remington 700, which is one of the major roles that I think a 22 long rifle bolt action needs to fill in your personal collection. Your 22 long rifle bolt gun can serve as excellent, affordable practice for your full-size bolt-action rifle and give you more affordable trigger time, which is one of the biggest factors at improving any kind of shooting. Some of the best shooters I know shoot a ton of 22 long rifle bolt action because it's just so good at working out fundamentals. Those fundamentals learned behind a 22 translate directly to shooting any caliber or any rifle. If you spend a lot of time behind a 22, I assure you that you will become a better shooter. And the Bergara B-14R Trainer lets you better mimic your full-size rifle, as you could use a full-size Remington 700 short-action stock or the exact same stock that you use in your full-size gun, along with the ability to use the exact same trigger if you like. Another thing that is just great about 22 bolt actions, or even 22s in general, is they're great for new or first-time shooters. You lined up?
Yeah.
Take the gun off safe. Got the reticle right where it needs to be?
Yeah.
Boom! Got it. Put it on safe. There you go. Line it up right where the reticle needs to be. Take it off safe, line it up again. Boom! Since 22 doesn't have much recoil, is insanely quiet with a silencer, and really not even all that loud without a silencer, they tend to be more appropriate for new shooters because they're quieter and don't have much recoil. They make starting off into shooting much less intimidating. Accuracy matters, and you can't have an exceptional 22 bolt action rifle without it. I would say that the Bergara B-14R Trainer is about a 3/4 of an inch gun. With good ammo and a decent shooter behind the gun, it is very capable of 3/4 of an inch. With really good ammo and an exceptional shooter behind the gun, it can probably do better than that. Now, the gun isn't currently zeroed for the types of ammo I'm about to shoot, so we're just going to be looking at group size and not really where it is on the target. But it looks like if you go from cheap stuff you plink in the backyard with your nephew to match ammo, you're definitely going to be getting a shift to the right. These groups are shot at 50 yards. This first group was the one you just saw shot with the SK match ammo. It was a .419 9-inch group, which at 100 yards would be just over 3/4 of an inch. The best group out of the ammo I tried though was the Ely 10X. This posted a .38 1-inch group at 50 yards, which translates into under 3/4 of an inch at 100. I didn't just want to shoot groups with the B-14R, so I thought I would see if I could split a playing card at about 75 yards. Splitting a playing card can be somewhat of an intimidating shot if you've never tried it, but with a good rifle and some solid fundamentals, it's actually a very achievable shot, and it was no problem at all with the B-14R. We also stretched the B-14R out to 400 yards easily, which is a pretty respectable shot with 22 long rifle. And again, this was no issue for the B-14R whatsoever. Whatever you want to accomplish with the Bergara B-14R trainer, it will definitely be accurate enough to get the job done, as long as you do your part. We also had exceptional reliability out of the Bergara B-14R. It had no issues feeding any kinds of 22 ammo that we tried, from really cheap stuff all the way up to Elite 10X, no issues whatsoever. The Bergara B-14R has dual extraction claws on the bolt. This will greatly aid in the reliability of the rifle as a whole, giving it very strong extraction. This allows the Bergara to feed a wide variety of 22 ammo very reliably. Because this does sit in a full-size Remington 700 chassis, you have a full-size magazine that only utilizes the very front to actually feed the bullets. As the B-14R trainer comes, it uses the Bergara HMR stock, which is a very good stock. HMR stands for Hunting Match Rifle, and just like the name states, this rifle has features that span both hunting and match shooting. This really makes it about the perfect do-all stock. It has a nice grip that is slightly more vertical than some of the hunting-oriented rifles, while not being too vertical. There's also an adjustable cheek riser, allowing you to perfectly set your eye behind the scope, and the butt pad has removable sections to adjust length of pull. Another great feature is the bottom of the stock has a nice flat area for a sandbag while shooting long range. The trigger, as it comes from Bergara, is pulling at just over 2 pounds on my scale, and is very good. However, if you want something a little better, that's an easy swap because, like I said earlier, any Remington 700 trigger is compatible, so you can get whatever you desire and your budget allows. The action is also nice and smooth and feels like a quality gun should. Sometimes 22 long rifle bolt actions can feel cheap and gritty, but this one feels very good, similar to a full-size gun. This is a very good setup as it comes, but like I said, since the Bergara B-14R can accommodate any short-action Remington 700 stock or chassis, I thought I would try out the Woox Furiosa. I think by now everyone has seen the Woox Furiosa chassis, and I had seen it plenty of times in pictures and on video, and it is very impressive to look at, but let me tell you that it is so much more impressive in real life. I love when something meets both form and function, when something can look this good while at the same time feel this great while shooting it. It doesn't happen often, but it is a tremendous accomplishment when a product can come to market, look as good as this does, and work as well in actual use. The Woox Furiosa is one of those rare products. The craftsmanship and build quality is amazing, it feels great, and the fact that it looks nothing short of stunning doesn't hurt anything. And it has this beautiful blacked out wood look. The chassis is also fully adjustable for length of pull and comb height. I also like how by design the metal in the chassis never touches the shooter's body. All the contact points are either wood or in this case micarta, but it is more interactive and comfortable feeling than the metal would be. The Furiosa is a full chassis with full aluminum skeleton underneath to support your rifle and free float the barrel. The Furiosa would be an excellent addition to any bolt-action rifle. I think everyone needs a 22 bolt action, and I think the Bergara B-14R trainer is an outstanding option. It's more expensive than some, but performs at very close levels to the most expensive 22 bolt actions available, and comes extremely close to that level of performance at a much more friendly price point. For competitive 22 shooters, the obvious comparison comes between this offering from Bergara and a Voodoo. I don't personally own a Voodoo, but I have had the opportunity to shoot them on many occasions. In my opinion, for the money, the Bergara is probably the better buy. Especially if you're just getting into competitive 22 like NRL or PRS, this gun is significantly cheaper and the performance is very close. If money is no object, the Voodoo does probably slightly outperform the Bergara, but at this price point the Bergara is exceptional and doesn't have some of the feeding issues that I've seen from the Voodoos. That's at least my take on those two rifles head to head. The Bergara B-14R trainer is a phenomenal firearm that simulates shooting a full-size Remington accurately by utilizing the same footprint. It's more accurate than most shooters and should provide years of enjoyment to experienced shooters, as well as being an excellent gateway to new shooters getting into the hobby. I am extremely happy that I have one in my collection. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because, like always, we have some really big reviews in the works. What kind of big reviews am I talking about? Well, Illuminated Arms has let us borrow their SIG Spear in 277 Fury. We will have the most thorough video on the gun, the round. We also got some of the military 6.8x51 to test. We will have all this information for you to see what you really think of the military's next generation weapon system. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. Guys, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. There you can see what's being reviewed in real time. If you like what we're doing here on the channel and want to help support Alabama Arsenal, the best possible way to do that is through Patreon. These videos can be surprisingly expensive to make, and every little contribution helps and is greatly appreciated. There's also Alabama Arsenal gear available right below the video if you want to go out and represent. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.